Today we work on a 2002 Subaru WRX, and I have to replace this CV extra. Stay with me. So I always start with loosen the main bolt here and try to get the drive shaft a little loose. Usually I use a hammer for that, like an air chisel, something like this. Goes right in here. And then when I see it's loose, then I move on. Basically, that's what you want to see here. See if it's... This is good enough. Both sides. I do on this go. So it's super simple. You loosen those two top bolts here. They're 19s. And get the steering off. Right here. I did that first. And then loosen up those two. You can swing this guy down. Also, there's one bolt basically holding the brake line in place right here. Where did it go? Let me see. It attaches. Oh, I'm blind. I'm literally blind. Ah, yeah, it turned a little bit around here. It goes back here. Hello. See. So yeah, you loosen that up so you don't stretch the the brake line too much. And then you wanna turn this all the way to this side a little bit, or almost all the way, and then you'll be able to push and pull the axle out. So the next step is going to be then dislodge it there from the front differential. You guys, tool of choice, you know, little crowbar like that, and you want to go and basically this is probably not the ideal angle, but I mean I can already tell this thing is fairly loose, so it's gonna push. That is with one hand, literally. If you have a tool with two forks that goes left and right, and you know, slide hammer, probably even better, but I mean it's not even worth to take it out and assemble it and mess around with it. Just do it this way. And always make sure that when you take the suspension parts off like that, that you do not have any big tension on, you know, let's say wheel speed sensor. You also in some cases you gotta be aware that you not always be able to leave the wheel speed sensor inside. Sometimes that can actually damage your sensor. It happened to happen that I know that this will not interfere or break the sensor here. So yeah, let me see if I can show you here. Let me see, let me get a light. You see there, it basically sits on the ring outside and reads like on top. No issue there. But some models, some cars, it's not the case. You have to take the sensor out or otherwise you will damage it when you remove the axle. So yeah, now move on to this side. I'm gonna do the same procedure. Already loosen up the steering. I'm gonna take those two bolts out, loosen up the brake line here on this side, right there, and then be able to, you know, get the axle out, I would say. Let me point this out one more time. So not sure if I did it the right way. Definitely you need to push your steering, like basically your assembly, to this side the way it is right now. That's how you get this axle out. If you go the other way around, you're gonna struggle. This way is fairly easy. Yeah, here we got the same situation. I know it's difficult sometimes with one hand, but hey, there it is, already out. Yeah, Subaru is not a VW. A VW axle remove is hit or miss. Sometimes it's so brutal. We had Tiguan here, what a pain it was. So anyway, moving on from here, taking that thing out and waiting for parts now. All right, so your new axle most likely gonna come just like that. So you gotta push this pin out, take this piece, whatever you want to call this, and insert it here. Comes with a new pin. I think they're called cotter pins. In Germany we call them Spannstift. Yeah, let me get this out here. Take a punch and a hammer. Should be not too difficult. If you take the pin out, I mean I'm already halfway there basically. You want to take a punch that is as close as possible to the diameter of this hole. Mine could be even a little bit bigger, but if that's the case, you just want to make sure you kind of like hold it to the edge of the cotter pin and then just punch it out. Should be not too hard. All right, the pin is out. You're just gonna remove this and insert it here. Well, let me move stuff around. So when you put it back in, make sure that you align the hole in the shaft with the drive shaft hole, and then maybe to align it a little better, you stick this in and go in a circle. That should give you a nice alignment. And now I'm gonna take this new pin and punch it in. All right, we're done with this. Now the axle is ready to install, and they're actually both the same. They got the same part number, so don't need to be worried about which side. Let's go for that. So if you have a little difficulties with putting the axle back in the differential in the front, here's the deal. You can try to align the teeth, jiggle it a little bit left and right until you feel like that the teeth are in the right spot and getting in a little bit. Then you push in here and take one of those plastic mallets and tap a couple of times. You don't even need much. Just bing, 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 and it's gonna snap in, right? Because what happens if you try it by hand and you go out and push in and go out and push in, sorry, unsharp here, then you basically misaligning the teeth while you pull out, and then you push hard in, and most likely you're not aligned. So you really want to make sure that you align the teeth, put pressure, push it in, and tap twice, and the axle should snap in. Oh yeah, I think I used the wrong terminology for that. Those are roll pins. You know, cotter pin is, well, where do I have? This one here. Cotter pin. Roll pin. Language barrier, right? It's not my native language, English. It's kind of a weird design with those teeth. Interesting. Well, I used the one that came with the axle, and yeah, so I'm gonna mention that. Now I have nothing tied up yet, but put all the bolts back. Keep in mind the washer is on top. Top bolt also has a different diameter than the bottom one, and it's a little longer. And time to basically tie everything up. Don't forget to notch this when you're done. And this guy comes back in here. Let me see. Have the screw. It's right here. And yeah, let me get this tied up. Okay, I'm done. I'm tied everything up. Don't forget to notch your knob. That screw over here, well, nut actually. And then yeah, put the cotter pin back right here. Oh, it's not. There you go. And well, I gotta go onto this one more time. That boot is still need to be replaced. It's broken, but that's for another day. Thanks for watching, and consider subscribing. It's free. You can cancel any time and helps little YouTubers like me a lot.